Hi everyone, welcome to Runsgate International Film and TV Festival. Today we have the director Yuria Matsushita and producer Erika Matsushita for their film A Story Sewn and Bound with a Red Thread. Guys, it's so lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Oh, thank you for having us. It's honored to be selected.
Oh, no, but we love your film so much. It's so lovely. I guess my first question to you is, what is the film about for people who haven't watched it yet?
Yes, the story is about four young sisters, and it's based on a true story captured by the poem of Shuji Terayama. And it describes that any child has their own feelings, hopes, and desires. But when a child's real world become very unhappy, and then they will create and escape into some fantasy world. And adults may think that children are powerless, but I think that is not correct. They simply can change reality by their rebel and by escaping to their dream world. And this is a story about the girls who immerse themselves in a world of fantasy and fairy tales to escape from their dismal lives.
Yeah, and it's beautifully shot. I just love the telling of a story drama in conjunction with fairy tales. What's the inspiration for that mixture?
Because we come from the performing arts background, and it was actually our big dream is to make a musical film. But so this is kind of a first step for us. Just we tried a little to show performances in a film, and it shows the fantasy side of this story.
Because you actually have the Taranako Performing Arts Company, right? Like you made the film with the company?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, okay. Tell me about this process. Are the actors actually members of the company? Are they all dancers?
Most of them, yes, because our Taranako Performing Arts Company, we established 20 years ago. And since then, we have a class, ballet class, modern ballet, contemporary dance, and singing, and acting, art, all the stuff. And we teach them. And the performers, children, they are our students from our company. So when we make any kind of theatrical works or any exhibitions or any kind of short films, they perform for us. So we always work together.
Oh, lovely. That is so lovely. So like, tell me about the filmmaking process. How was it like to shoot? How was the process? Like, how long did you have to shoot the film?
It took around 2 months to shoot the whole film, but actually the shooting days were around
18 days.
Oh, wow.
Because children, they have to go to school, so we could shoot just only on weekends. And with
I see.
And with adults some other days, but it was a long process.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. But we prepared way before for about 3 months to do rehearsals with our children who are performing. So we prepared a long time with them, like rehearsing a lot, like a theatrical work. So we did more like a preparation was more like to do a performances, and then it was of course shooting for film, but we were so well prepared.
Yeah, but it was quite different because shooting film was like a puzzle, but on a stage the story is continuous from the beginning to the end. So at first it was very confusing.
Yeah, I can imagine. And Erica, you're also the costume designer for the film. I loved the like incredible texture of the film, the beautiful colors and costumes. Can you tell us more about your process of getting to those wonderful dresses?
Thank you very much. Yes, I always design a costume for our artworks, and of course for the performances. And this time for our film, half of the costume I designed, and of course I sew it, and I found fabrics from Poland because we are half Polish, half Japanese. And I really wanted to make colors like to be very beautifully, how can I call it?
And yeah, each girl, they have their own
colors. So the oldest one was blue, second green, third one pink, and the little one yellow. So I had these images that the audiences could recognize them, because sometimes it's very difficult to recognize Asian face. So I wanted to have an image for every girl that maybe you don't feel that, but you can just suddenly maybe I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you can see that. Yeah, each girl, they have different colors of costumes and also ribbons.
Yeah, it is absolutely lovely. They remind me of like Disney princesses. They have the same color palette for the dresses and everything. Yeah, just great. Like it was shot. Just correct me if I'm mistaken. It was shot in Shikoku, right? The film.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, that is so interesting, because I don't think I have seen many films shot in Shikoku. Like, do you find that the story is very particular to that island? Because you grew up in Shikoku, right?
Yes, yes. And now we are living here in Ehime Prefecture in Shikoku. And we have very beautiful nature, like mountains and sea. And yeah, this film was shot in the mountains where like just maybe 10 people live. And sometimes even you cannot get like a mobile.
You cannot reach the mobile phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, but that is kind of a nature where we grew up. When we were little, we used to play around by the river and running around the mountains.
So we really wanted to show how beautiful is our little town in Shikoku. Yes.
Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely lovely, lovely. I really, one of the things that I love about the film is the energy between all the sisters and their, their acting, especially with the stepmother. I really wanted to know more about your process for directing actors, especially if they're not professional actors. How was that like?
About the girls, they are from our performing arts company, so they already grew up like sisters. They traveled to Poland to give performances. So they are little, but they are very experienced. So there was no problem, to show them that they are close sisters, but I prepared them to say their dialogues like the actresses in 1960s, 70s in Japan. So the way they are talking is a little old style. It's different from nowadays. So they practice that a lot. And also the mother, yeah, she had only experience in contemporary like acting. So she also prepared a lot. She watched old movies from 1960s, 70s, and yeah, she practiced how to talk beautifully like the actresses in that time. So this makes this the movie is quite different from other Japanese movies now. The atmosphere is completely different.
When you talk about 60s and 70s films, I wonder if you have the films of Shuji Terayama as a inspiration, or was it just his poems?
No, yeah, just his poems. Actually, I watched a lot of Yasujiro Ozu film, or like Akira Kurosawa, that kind of films. And yeah, that was my inspiration. And about Shuji Terayama, I watched his films, but it's very different style from ours. So maybe there's not much influence, but the poems, I love his poems.
He's very avant-garde, isn't he?
Especially about adolescence time.
Of course, yeah. I really want to know if you have any Polish influences, since you're half Polish.
A lot.
Okay.
So the girls where they live, that house, it's all mixed with Polish interiors and Japanese, and also what they have, what they wear. I mean, their stepmom, and some of the girls sometimes has their costumes like from 60s, 70s. It's my grandma's dresses, or my aunt's dresses from Poland, so it's all mixed.
That is so lovely. I really want to know, as a final question, what is your next project about?
We have many ideas, of course, and as I told you, our dream is to make a musical film.
Of course.
Yes, and there are still some Shuji Terayama's poems which I want to use as a story. So next project could be the title is Stolen Memory
by Shuji Terayama.
We performed it in an opera house in Poland, and that's a stage performance, but I want to remake to a feature film, and maybe a little bit more of like musical taste. But I know it's difficult and we need lots of budget. So.
Of course, yeah. Oh, and that is lovely. I can't wait to see the next film. Thank you so much for joining us today. And yeah, let's say goodbye, guys.
Oh,
Okay,
thank you very
much. Bye.
It was nice talking to you.